Can you take the mighty Alpha GPC daily? Well, I'm going to answer that question. We'll get to that in just a second. We'll talk about folks who do take Alpha GPC daily. I'll talk about my experience as well. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Check us out on the web at livecortex.com, livecortex.com/blog, giant blog for nootropics information at facebook.com/cortexstacks. My own personal Facebook page is facebook.com/Ryan Michael Bello. Okay, 6 powerful products support this broadcast. Here they are.
Elite level nootropic products.
Number 1, the Cortex Nootropic Stack. Strong, pre-made nootropic stack. We weren't messing around when we made it. We wanted to make a stack that when you take it 20 minutes later and the lights turn on and you notice it. Cortex is a very powerful stack used by Wall Street people, day traders, business folks from all around the world. You want to try what's being called the only pre-made stack that works? Just pull the trigger right now. Here's an incentive. Coupon code 8 gets you $8 off of the mighty Cortex. Takes it down to $24. Livecortex.com. We'll explain the rest of our products at the end of this video. Okay, so Alpha GPC is otherwise known as alpha glycerol phosphorylcholine. It's essentially a bioavailable version of acetylcholine. Once it gets into your brain, it that goes through a few metabolic processes and gives your brain more acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is a focused neurotransmitter involved in working memory and a few other things. I think that verbal fluency is enhanced with cholinergic functioning. The moment you start to get more acetylcholine in the brain, is the moment you could sort of synthesize words easier and sentences easier, and stuff comes out a lot easier. That was kind of one of the standout effects that I noticed when I first started taking nootropics. Like in the first couple of nootropics that I took, it was like 3 of them. It was Alpha GPC, it was Piracetam, and it was Alcar. Right away, even with Alpha GPC by itself, I noticed verbal fluency benefits. And so GPC is an interesting, thing. It's like people think like, it's not significant or important, doesn't get a whole lot of attention. I guess it sort of does. People just stack it with racetams typically, but look, a maintenance dose of 25 to 75 milligrams of Alpha GPC daily, or perhaps more, depending on how much improvement of acetylcholine you need, is not a bad thing, right? It's just when people get over into the 200 or 300 milligram quantity of GPC where it becomes a problem, and then the brain becomes overtaxed with acetylcholine, and that can induce depression, right? You see that all the time, we talk about it all the time, etc. So the answer is yes. I do actually believe that some folks can take Alpha GPC daily, right? They can take it every day of their lives, but it isn't a thing that everybody can do. And I think like a lot of other nootropic compounds, I've come to learn over time that it really has to do with the need for acetylcholine quantity being high in your brain, right? Obviously everyone's brain is different, but some people, as an example, might be taking other pharmaceutical drugs for anxiety that are messing with cholinergic signaling. Benzodiazepines are a classic example of inhibiting or somehow messing with the functionality of acetylcholine. And so folks have to take those for anxiety purposes. Alpha GPC, it might be an actual sustainable daily nootropic that they can take. It won't give them side effects like it would somebody who already has enough acetylcholine, right, and can't take continuous Alpha GPC because it taxes their cholinergic system. Folks that actually need it, might be able to take it every day. But look, I always say, start low, 25 milligrams up to 75 milligrams, and just sort of see where you're at with this stuff, because it's very potent. It crosses into that barrier that protects your brain from pathogens, and if you can get through it, it gets things directly into the brain. It's called the blood-brain barrier. And so GPC is a strong nootropic compound. So you got to be careful. You take it too much of it, you're going to run into side effects. You take too little. Too little is really where you want to start. I know there's really a too little. So that's what I would suggest. Some people, yes, you can take it daily. Some people, no, they're not going to need it. And because their brains don't need it and they're blasting it anyway, they're going to get side effects. Like if you drink 5 cups of coffee, you're not going to need more coffee. Okay, you're just not going to need more coffee. And so that's kind of, I run into people all the time in consulting, like on nootropics, that their dopamine systems work so good in their brains. They're like predominantly dopamine oriented folks that when they take tyrosine or they take phenylalanine or even when they take modafinil or other things that facilitate dopamine, L-Dopa is another one, they run into side effects because they just don't need any more optimizations of dopamine. And that's the case with acetylcholine too, and is the case with Alpha GPC. So the answer is it depends. It depends on how much you need more acetylcholine, but some people can get away with taking it every day, especially if you're taking things that mess with acetylcholine like benzodiazepines, or otherwise they just don't have a good functioning cholinergic system. Oh, and by the way, you know, folks always email me, hey, are you talking about 50% or 99% GPC? I'm always talking about 50% alpha GPC, right? You can get it in 2 different concentrations where, you know, the dose is 50%. If you take a dose of 300 milligrams of alpha GPC, only 50% of it is alpha GPC. I'm always talking about 50% alpha GPC. I think it's pretty standard across the nootropics sphere. All right, remember, right now, this whole week, as an incentive to get some of our stuff, everything is $8 off. Coupon code 8 gets you $8 off a bottle of Cortex, so that takes Cortex to $24. So look, you can get 2 bottles of Cortex. What's really dope is you can get 2 bottles of Cortex for $48, right? That's insane. All of our digital guides, same thing, takes $8 off the powerful digital nootropic stack list that we have. Consulting services, the same thing, that takes it down to $58 or $59, maybe a little less. And you know, the same is true with every other thing that we've got on livecortex.com. Coupon code 8, make it happen. Thanks for watching.
My name is Ryan Michael Ballo. For 6 years, my sole mission has been to improve the performance of my brain. This is why I created Cortex. My mission was to build a nootropic stack that gave me extreme focus, powerful motivation, and a heightened cognitive state. And after years of experimentation and a comprehensive beta testing protocol, and putting together the most powerful nootropic compounds on the planet, I found what I was looking for.
What's up, everybody? Ryan Michael Ballo here. Hey, thanks for watching the video. Look, we've got, as it stands, 5 primary products that I want to just explain to you. You heard us mention them during the video, so I'm going to break them down. Number 1, from left to right, the Cortex Nootropic Stack. This is a cognitive enhancement stack that you really want to take to turn the lights on. Just to give you an idea, hardcore business folks that require 18 to 20 hours of brain function, take the Cortex stack. That's what we initially designed it for, but then like everybody in the nootropic sphere loved it. Verbal fluency, speed of processing, motivation, drive to want to work. That's what the Cortex stack does. Moving right along, the aniracetam guide there, that is called the Beginner's Guide to Aniracetam, breaks down 25 powerful aniracetam stacks, shows you how to use aniracetam. It's essentially the everything guide to aniracetam. Long demanded, folks asked us for it, we delivered. It is fully digital, lots of powerful stacks. And then there's the nootropic stack for the business professional. That's basically 100, right around 100 powerful uridine, modafinil, theacrine, aniracetam, oxiracetam, phenylpiracetam, alcar stacks for business situations, for the type of brain states that business folks need for sustained performance. Next is the racetam God Guide. That is a high-level every racetam guide, digital guide. We've got all the major racetams with accompanying focus stacks and memory stacks and speed of processing stacks. In that racetam. There's 8 major nootropic racetams, and that guide explains all of them and accompanying stacks. Then there's the Noopept Pro Stack List. The Noopept Pro Stack List is a digital guide that explains oral, so just taking it by mouth, sublingual, taking it under the tongue, and then intranasal, spraying Noopept nasal spray in your nose, stacks. It's just a bunch of stacks, a giant stack list of Noopept stacks that are highly effective, pro-level, specific brain state inducing type of Noopept stacks. That thing has been a hit out there with the market. And then last, there's Smarter, Better, Faster. Smarter, Better, Faster is the all-around, everything nootropics digital guide. If you just want to learn everything, many racetams, modafinil, etc., get Smarter, Better, Faster. It's like the guide you need to know if you're new to nootropics, to learn basically everything and to walk away knowing what you need to know on nootropics. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. Get this stuff at livecortex.com and rock on.